through those open doors where I am now. Where I am now, I'm in a special place. I'll tell you all the place where I am now. It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, where I am now. And if you'd like to see us live in WGPL 1350 studio, all you have to do is go to Everette's Facebook page or Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton Facebook page. And guess what? You can see us live right here in WGPL 1350 studio. And if you want to hear us over the World Wide Web, all you have to do is go to www.christianbroadcastingcompany.com or WPCE 1400 AM or WGPL 1350 AM. And guess what? You can hear us all over the world. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. What a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Would you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors of WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
And WPCE 1400 AM and 95 Peace, 95.3 FM.
Yes, Facebook Live is on and popping. And we also want to welcome Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube.
That's right. We want to welcome all those social media platforms. Come on, get on board.
You know what? We celebrate you all, and we celebrate our community.
Are you looking for an affordable, reliable, high-quality child care program that offers transportation? Are you a child care specialist looking to grow with an industry-leading company with great benefits and pay? If you answered yes to either question, Heavenly Hearts Impact Center is for you. We are now hiring and enrolling for our new Heavenly Hearts Impact Center, located in the city of Portsmouth, Virginia. Join the Heavenly Hearts Impact Center today. For more information, call 757-254-8156. That's 757-254-8156. The Heavenly Hearts Impact Center, where tomorrow begins today.
Mr. E, what day is it?
The day is hump day. That's what today is.
Well, not exactly. Today is
Fun Friday. That's right. I forgot. I was looking
at it. Back on Wednesday.
That was just a little Fun Friday joke.
Very good.
That's Fun Friday. So I thought you checking to see was you on point.
Absolutely. I tell you what, Mr. E, this is a beautiful, beautiful day in the Hampton Roads area. We're expecting some wonderful, wonderful warm weather finally.
That's right.
And we're just grateful. Also, on our Fun Friday, this is a new segment.
That's right.
It's What's in Your Closet. We're addressing women's issues. And we're so happy about that because we do What's Under the Hat, which issues concerning men. And so now we want to hear the voice of our ladies. And today we have a very special guest, Coach Rhonda Driver. She's an author, a life coach, and CEO of MIND Enterprises. Good morning, Rhonda. How are you?
Good morning. I am well. How are you guys doing?
Wonderful.
I'm doing good. And might I say Coach Rhonda, because I love that too, Coach. Coach, we want just to tell our listeners about who you are. You have your bio here, beautiful bio. You're a native of Newport News, Virginia. And you're born and raised the youngest of 3 siblings. Mr. Ishii is a graduate of Liberty University and a board-certified professional life coach from the American Christian Counseling Association education. She holds several certificates from Light University in Life and Christian Counseling, and recently received certification in the Foundation of Mental Health Coaching. Rhonda is a published author. I love this title.
Yeah.
Of 21 Ways to Get Over Yourself. And I love that. Good morning again, Rhonda. Tell us a little bit more about your company, Mind Enterprises, and we're going to talk about you as a motivator. And not only that, I can't wait to talk about the book.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me this morning. I'm so excited to be here. Mind Enterprises, MIND, is moving individuals into a new direction. I came up with that because I believe that once you change your mindset, you can move from wherever you are, and you can start fresh, and you can start new, and you can start moving into a new direction. I think that every day we need to renew our minds, change the way we're thinking so that we can keep moving. And under that Mind Enterprises, I came up with Learning to Win, L2W, which is really my baby. L2W, Learning to Win, because I had to learn how to win right where I was. You know, I've had some situations and circumstances that I was faced with, and I used to always say, I can't win for losing.
Wow.
And one day my daughter said to me, she said, Mom, you're never going to win, because that's all you say. That's all you keep saying. I can't win for losing. And so I had to learn how to win right where I was. And so that's kind of where that came from. Coaching is my passion. I just love meeting new individuals and just being able to help them see that they already have what they need to get to wherever they want to go.
Absolutely. Let's talk a little bit more about your journey and some of the things that you've accomplished in the past, especially being the mental health coaching. Tell us about some of the things that you have gone through in starting a career in the past and, you know, now to where you are.
I'll start with myself. Being, you know, a little girl, I was the one that was just kind of always hung around older people in the neighborhood, just kind of sitting and listening to the older people in my neighborhood. And, you know, as I grew up, school was not my thing. I did not like school at all.
Wow.
But I loved people. And I joined the Marine Corps because I always wanted to do the hardest thing. Hoorah! I always wanted to do what I thought was the hardest thing to accomplish. So I joined the Marine Corps. I came home from the Marine Corps, and I actually started into retail. And so I did retail for about 15 years, but even in doing retail, I still was attracted to people. And then I kind of moved into the mental health aspect and just dealing with people. And it always fascinates me how people think about different things. But in this field, I've gotten to understand that, you know, sometimes we look at people and we think, oh, they just want to be like that. Or, you know, they don't care anything about that. But when you really start studying people and you get to know people, everybody has a story, and you don't know, you may be looking at someone and thinking that they're one way, but when you hear their story, you know, then that's what really opens up the doorway to really understanding what's going on with them.
Wow. You know, I'm just amazed because I heard you had to make a transition from the Marine Corps, which is one of the hardest branches in the United States of armed forces, to now being a life coach. How was that transformation?
Actually, the Marine Corps, I believe, is the foundation of kind of what prepared that warrior mindset, that I can win mindset, that I can do anything. Once a Marine, we say always a Marine.
Yeah.
The mental toughness that you have to complete that boot camp, I can't even explain it, but I understand now what God was doing. I believe every piece of my life was part of my puzzle. And so that's kind of what I do in coaching. I try to bring all those pieces together to let people know that you may have gone through this or you may have gone through that, but it's all part of God's plan. It's all part of the puzzle. It's going to fit. It's going to work in your favor. You're already victorious. And so I look back now, and that transition, it has stuck with me. Even though I'm doing different things, I still have that mental toughness to whatever I go through. I just get back up and just keep going.
Yeah,
that's great.
Can you tell us the mission of Mind Enterprises?
The entire mission of Mind Enterprises is just really getting people to tap into what God has already purposed and planned for them, and to not get caught up in circumstances, and just to understand that you are victorious right where you are. I tell people all the time, winning is not the trophy. You're already a winner. God created you to be victorious. And so now you just have to tap into that winner that's on the inside of you. And now you can have anything you see, anything you say. God already has predestined for you to have it. You just got to believe it. Wow. And so that's kind of, what I want individuals to know when I coach them. I'm not trying to give them anything that they don't have. You already have it. They just need to know how to work it in their faith.
Yes. Why did you become a life coach?
Well, to be honest with you, because it seemed like every natural job I went on, I was only there for a little while, but I would meet people on the job, and I found myself coaching them in a sense, and I'm like, okay, and then something would happen, and it was like God would move me from that job, and I'm like, okay, God, what are you doing? Do you not want me to work a real job? Am I supposed to be doing my own thing? And so I said, okay, if this is, what God has for me, then let me just start trying to get involved in his plan and put my agenda down. And so that's kind of what I've been doing.
Wow, that's great. I was just thinking about being when you being a life coach and looking into the minds of the futures of people. And after becoming a Marine Corps, I mean, one of the hardest drill basic training camp that one could ever endure. Somebody upside your head calling you all out your character. Now, do you take any of those tools that you learn in the Corps and use it in being a coach for others?
Absolutely. Some people call me general. Some people call me warrior. And I think it's because I don't necessarily mean to do it on purpose, but I just understand that you have to, I tell people all the time, you are more powerful than you are pitiful. And so I don't have a lot of time for the sad stories or the sob stories. Okay, let's do this. We got to get in it and we got to do it. And you have what it takes. Sometimes I think some people like to stay broken, right?
Yes.
Because the more broken you are, it seems you get more attention, and people say, broken crayons still color. And yes, they do still color, but they don't make the prettiest picture. Yeah. So let's not stay broken. Let's come from that broken place and let's renew our minds and let's do something different.
Wow. Coach, how do you prepare for a position like this?
I spend a lot of time asking God and praying for people in advance because I'm very conscious about never wanting to give them Coach Rhonda's advice. I always want God to lead me and direct me into what it is that I'm saying to people, because some people hang on your every word, and I never want to mislead someone or have them say, well, Coach Rhonda told me to do this, and it not be what God has intended for their life. So I spend a lot of time in prayer.
Wow. And the population you serve?
Right now, I'm trying to get the men on board. When I do my lives, I have a lot of men that watch, but men sometimes are not so vocal.
Yes.
So it's mainly the women. But what I found is that men have real life issues too.
Yeah.
And I did a conference called Broken Daughters, and I actually had men on the panel because I believe it's, and I don't hear what I'm not saying. I love women conferences, but sometimes when you're hearing from a woman, you're hearing from that last place of either brokenness or last place of trauma. But the men, you know, women need to know how men think. So that's another reason why also I started Matters of the Heart, because I wanted to create dialogue between men and women, not in a place of argument, but just listening to understand, not listening to respond, but just listening. I want to know what a man thinks. You know, I want to know what my husband thinks, and he's not a talker, you know, so it's like pulling teeth. But men, I really want men to understand that they have a voice too.
Yes.
You listen to FYI Radio Show with our host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host, and our special guest, life coach, Miss Rhonda Driver. Thank you so much for joining us.
So what needs do women have in particular? Because you're on a segment of our newest segment, What's in Your Closet? And we're kind of like pulling out some of the things that women go through. And, you know, women are a little bit more vocal. They're very, you know, they kind of like don't mind sharing. But what things do you think that they need in order to get out of that place that you talked about, the drama and things like that, to go toward greatness?
I really believe you have grown women who still don't know who they are.
Wow.
And I think once women really understand who they are, especially who God says they are, He calls us daughters. You know, when we begin to identify and understand that we are fearfully and wonderfully made, there's room for us all, and we can stop tearing down. Oh, but I hate women tearing down other women because we know our struggle. So I don't understand why we do that to each other. Let's lift, you know, it doesn't take anything away from me telling someone else how beautiful they are. I on purpose tell women how beautiful they are because that's not taking anything from me because I know who I am. I'm beautiful as well. And so I want women to stop being in denial, be real, be understanding that you are insecure in that area, you know, but understanding why do you feel insecure in that area? It's because you really don't know who you are. Because if you knew who you were and you really knew who your daddy was, man, you are royalty. You would not be concerned about anything because you would understand that you can have whatever you want.
When were you dealing with the women, excuse me, when you're dealing with the mindset of a woman, and why is it that women has a tendency of always wanting to have the last say or last word, especially when they are wrong?
We say especially when they're wrong.
From a man, right?
That's right, from a man.
You know what I believe that is? And I'm so glad you asked that question. I believe it's because women feel like we're not being heard. And most of the time, women identify being heard with changed behavior. And so when we say something, we're expecting you to hear us and then change the behavior. Does that make it right? No. That doesn't necessarily make it right, but you asked the question. I believe that's why women continue to, you know, be vocal. They continue to want to have the last word because they really feel like they're not being heard.
Yes. Rhonda, Coach Rhonda, you have a book, 21 Ways to Get Over Yourself and Win. Tell us about the book.
21 Ways to Get Over Yourself and Win was created because I was at a point in my life, I was, believe it or not, an angry Black woman.
You claim it, huh?
Well, you're Marine Corps.
Yeah, but I really needed to get over myself because most of the time, we'll blame everybody else but ourselves, and most of the time it's us. We're in the way, and so
Wow.
21 Ways to Get Over Yourself and Win was created. But I tell people it's such an easy read. This book is such an easy read, but you really have to take the journey. Every day you're supposed to do something different, right?
Yes.
Most people get hung up on day 3, which is forgiveness.
Wow.
Because not only do you have to forgive yourself, but you have to be able to forgive others. And that doesn't mean that, I'll forgive, but I'll never forget it. And so I tell people this book, 21 Days, your 21 days could actually end up being 60 days because it depends on how long it takes you to get past whichever day you're on. And so this book will work if you take the journey. It'll be a nice read if you don't. But I do have people that have actually taken the journey and they tell me that their life has changed.
Yes.
Wow.
Coach, the pandemic, what did that bring out? Because I can imagine, people's lives would turn upside down and the need for direction and to move toward greatness, you are definitely coming in handy. Tell us
Absolutely.
about that.
The pandemic, what the pandemic did, it really allowed us to see ourselves, to see where we were. And I think a lot of people, if you look at what the pandemic did, it caused us to be secluded, to be isolated. It caused us some to lose jobs, lose businesses, and just the mental pressures of that. And so mental health now is at an all-time rise. It is one of the things now that even the police departments are starting to look at because, and I've always believed that like when the police go out on a call, they should have a mental health representative that goes with them because you don't know what's going on in a person's mind.
Yes.
And sometimes that situation can be heightened or agitated simply because they're going thinking one way and the mindset of that person is totally different. And so I believe the pandemic, actually, I experienced COVID. So that was another thing that I had to go through. And I mean, I had COVID. My husband was in the hospital for 6 days. And so just that journey with us going through that. And so I'm understanding now, kind of as we're coming out of it, people are still having the residue of the pandemic that's affecting their mental health.
Yes. How do you deal and manage stress? When you're dealing with other people's problems, woo, I know you feel like pulling the hair out of your head. Tell us what you do to relax, and stay stress-free.
Actually, when I was doing in-home counseling, I would come home and I would actually have to get in the bathtub for about 2 hours because you're taking on all of that. And sometimes you have to look at it from a lens. You can't get so attached to it because then you really take it on. And then guess what? I got a life too that has real life issues.
Yes.
So sometimes I'm going through the very thing that I'm coaching about. And sometimes I want to say, girl, get your hat, and I can't say that because then there's the minister in me too.
Yes.
So the way I deal, I have to pray a lot. I spend a lot of time in prayer and just trying to make the separation again, like I said, to always make sure that I'm being led by God and I'm not being led by my own emotions at the time because it's something that I'm going through.
How do you separate the two? Once you get home and you with a client and their problem is so overwhelming with you and it seems like it's in your briefcase and you're bringing it home with you, how do you walk in the front door still attached to the client that you have and now you have to change hats and take care of the family? How do you do that?
That has always been kind of hard for me because I do take it personal. I'm not just a coach that's just in it for money, or I'm not just looking to get some type of personal gain from it. I really want to see lives change. And so a lot of times I do carry it in the sense of thinking about it. But I've always been able to kind of manage. And I'm learning now to bring more balance. My husband will say, you know, my balance is off. You know, but that's just because he's full, though. But I believe that, you know, I do pretty good. I do need to grow some more in the area of balancing and making sure that I'm not carrying it so much. But it is personal for me.
At least I can say that you're admitting that you have some issues going on with you. There's a lot of folks will not admit that they have issues because sometimes a man can come home and he can raise his voice and you think that's an argument, but he's showing his passionate side. Why folks can't see that two side, that men has a passionate side also.
That's true. Men are, and men, again, like I said, have real life issues, just like women do. And a lot of men, especially Black men, are faced with, you know, a lot of things. They just going out the door, going to work and making it home is major for them. And so sometimes as women, you know, we just expect the man to, you know, be the man, to not have these issues and to not be vulnerable in the sense of even sharing those issues. And so that's one of the things that I myself am working on, just trying to be more sensitive to my husband's needs, to what he's thinking, to what he cares about.
Absolutely. Coach, shout out some of your friends and supporters, and then give us some contact information so folk can call you and get the book.
I see my friend Yolanda. I see my friend Becky. Thank you guys for tuning in and joining us. You can get the book directly from me, or you can go on Amazon. All of my books are on Amazon. My first book, 21 Ways to Learn How to Win Right Where You Are, that's a Kindle. And it's on Amazon. But all three of them are on Amazon. But you certainly can inbox me. You can find me on Instagram, on YouTube, on Twitter, Coach Rhonda, on Facebook, Master Coach Rhonda. If you put in any of that, you're going to find me, and you'll be able to purchase any of the books from there.
Yes, we would love for you to have someone to put your information down in our feed so folk can get the book and your services as well. Also, just give some last inspiring words to those out there that just need a quick word, Rhonda.
Well, if I could say anything to anybody, I would say, you know, yesterday is gone. Today is a new day. This is a new day for you to get it right, to do it right, to try again, to learn again. There is a winner on the inside of you. The scripture tells us that thanks be to God who causes us to triumph in all things. So that means not just some things. You already have the victory. And I say to you, you can win right where you are. It doesn't matter if you have a dime in your pocket. You're already a winner. Tap into the winner that's on the inside of you and win and do it on purpose.
Wow. So many of your friends are shouting you out. They're online, just giving you a lot of praise and accolade. We want to thank you so much for what you do, Coach Rhonda. I just feel a lot of success. I just feel it as you speak. And we thank you so much for taking your time to be on FYI Radio Show. We want you to have a blessed and marvelous day.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been great. You guys have a fantastic Friday.
Thank you.
And I just want to let you know before you go, Coach, that we got to have you back because we want to make sure that men can understand that you're not just one-sided. I fell head over the heels in love with you. And again, thank you for your service. And
absolutely, I would love to come back and talk to the men.
That's right.
Yes, we have a segment of What's Under the Hat, and we would love to invite you to be on that segment, Coach.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, and God bless you all. It's Fun Friday. Come on over here to our social media page. We're going to continue the dialogue, and also we'll see you back here on Monday. Enjoy your weekend.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. Our special guest has been life coach Miss Rhonda Driver, with several great books that you need to pick up, Mind, Enterprise, and more. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on WPCE 1495.3 and WGPL 1350, and on all social media platforms. Listen, don't forget to join us from 9:30 to 10. And also, you can catch us on Facebook Live. You can catch us on Instagram. You can catch us on YouTube. You can catch us all over the world. And thank you so much. Keep your head up. Don't forget to have a wonderful weekend. Coach Rhonda, you my girl. And have a wonderful weekend. Bye now.
I grew up and began to see life's not easy as it seems.
Our special guest.
Time of this journey, things were not to see. I found his precious words were there for me.
Wow. We want to say thank you again to our lovely, lovely guest, Coach Rhonda Driver.
What a wonderful girl.
Mind Enterprises.
Lady. Yeah.
I'm telling you, a wonderful book. And I have to get this book. It's 21 ways to get over yourself and win. It also is 21 days to win right where you are. And her recent release, My Winning is Intentional. It's a personal vision workbook. If someone would put that information down on our feed so our friends can get the book, men and women.
That's
and Mr.
right.
E makes a great point, because Mr. E don't like the men to be left out of nada.
And that's what it's all about. Men need to know, just like women need to know about men. Men need to know what makes a woman tick, what makes a woman work.
Yes.
We need to know the balance, to have a great relationship, to know that lady, you got to know, or to know your wife, you got to know what's balancing her, and be able to talk to her and expose a lot of things that you want to expose with her, because it makes sense to me that if two of you are going to share your life for the rest of your life together for the rest of your life, you gotta have a balance. And one thing I like about Miss Driver is that she's a Cowboy fan. Thank you so much, Rhonda.
Wow.
She's a Cowboy fan, and she's my kind of girl. And Miss Hinton, when you joined the Marine Corps, one of the hardest basic training sites in the world is a part of the Marine Corps. They make men tough men.
Absolutely.
I mean tough women that sometimes the Navy personnel in Air Force cannot do that. They cannot go that route. But with her taking her experience and flipping it around to help men and women to grow, my hat's off to her.
Oh, wow. We want to say good morning to Modell Lewis. She's the winner of our Mother's Day gift. And expect that in the mail, Miss Modell. She says, good morning, my two favorite friends. Blessing. Sheila Robinson, Sweet Pea, good morning. Hope you're going to have a wonderful weekend and do something special for yourself. Roberta Carter, she says, good morning, FYI family. We love you. Thank you for tuning in. James Overton is watching. Good morning, James. Thank you so much for tuning in to FYI Radio Show. Tracy Porter. Tracy, I'll see you in July. She says, good morning, everyone. And she also tells us that Coach Rhonda is, she said, I'm learning to win. She said, hello, Coach Rhonda. I am learning to win, which is a wonderful thing. And she also talks about her being a fan of the Cowboys.
Yeah.
JB says, Tracy Porter, hey, love. They know each other. Sheila Davis is watching. She says, good morning. Jay also says it's an awesome book. that she has. Tracy Porter again, and Bruce. Bruce, are you on an island somewhere? You know, Bruce stays on an island. He's been one of our favorite guests with patient care. And every time I see him, he's somewhere sipping on an umbrella, margarita or something. But I tell you what, it just makes me feel like going to the beach. Oh, wow. Is that Leisha? Neil, awesome conversation. Coach Rhonda is a blessing, and she will definitely motivate you to win. Wow. Sharinda Jones, amen. All of her friends are here. Rhonda is on. God bless you, Rhonda. And Larry Moore, how are you? You need to say hello to us offline, inbox us, message us, and let us know how things are going in your world. So many people are on, and we thank them for tuning in and thank them for their support.
You know, Miss, when you look at Miss Rhonda Driver, I mean, I think we don't have enough time.
Yes.
And we got to have her back in June where we have
Yes.
an hour segment where she can really get down in dialogue
Absolutely.
on the balance. She said some key things when she was dealing with the pandemic.
Yes.
When she said something about the pandemic, she said a lot of things transpired during the pandemic. You found who you was in the pandemic.
Yes.
Your world was shut down. And then she said this, that because people who had the virus,
Yes.
that left a little mental illness
Oh my
there.
God.
She said some powerful things, Miss Hinton, where she said policemen, when they go out on patrol, and every time they have a emergency, they should have a psychologist with them,
mental
a psychiatrist with them,
yes.
or somebody who's a mental illness specialist, so that they can diffuse the problem and the violence can cease.
And see, we see it in the violence that's taking place, especially we're looking in our Hampton Roads area, and it seems like every day there's a problem.
Yeah.
Every day somebody's trying to manage their lives through violence and through guns, and it's just amazing what has happened. During the pandemic, some of the crime and stuff, it went down, and then after things started getting better, crime and everything began to explode, Mr. E.
That's
so
right.
talking about the need for a life coach and mental health specialist, it's a need.
I think that folks got locked up and, when during the pandemic, they couldn't go nowhere. And because they couldn't go anywhere, and then when it started breaking free, folks started saying, "Oh, I'm free." It was just like a whirl, a bunch of people running out of Egypt.
Yes.
When Moses went out and got the people out of Egypt, it was just reminded me that people were just running around in the wilderness, just out of character,
out of control.
That's gone to the left, gone to the right. But yet still they haven't got a hold of themselves yet, and so folks started taking lead,
Absolutely.
and start doing their own thing. And now it's hard to bring a person around that has been doing things all by on their own for the longest time.
I guess the isolation, the fear of something new, because we've never experienced the pandemic before.
Never.
And then the unknown, what am I going to do? Am I going to die? Everybody was getting COVID.
Everybody got COVID and didn't know you had COVID, but you got COVID.
Everybody.
And then you didn't know how to deal with COVID. The COVID. That COVID messed with folks on different ways. Everybody didn't have the same symptoms or the same problems, but there was folks who had the COVID that had that experience with me. I had it and it got into my joints.
God.
I couldn't walk but 20 steps, and I said to myself, what is this that has me broke down?
I tell you, it was an amazing thing to have to go through. But thank God for people like Life Coach, Rhonda Driver. We also had Life Coach Jason Baker, who's helping people to go
Jay
forward.
Baker.
Jay Baker. Who's helping people to move toward greatness and to do better and to find their new normal. And we just, wow, it is just amazing that they have gone through their journey because Coach Rhonda talks about her journey and the things that she's gone through, the places God had her training at, and developing her for such a time as this. And so we just bless, and even Jason J. Baker, the journey of being in the military and coming, retiring as lieutenant colonel. The journey is for us, and now they're giving themselves so we can be better, so we can be greater, so we can win. And I'm absolutely loving it.
And Mr. Rodney Driver left a little statement here. He said, "My angel has that leave no man or woman behind mentality when it comes to winning lives."
And we love that balance.
Yeah.
It's not all for the women, even
That's
though
right.
we know women need that push, but men as well, someone there bringing out the best in a man, motivating them to greatness and to win.
And that's what it's all about. And I'm so glad that she said, that she has a problem with it, and that she knows and she recognized and knows how to deal with it now. And so that'll help her and Mr. Driver go forward.
Absolutely. Make sure you type in the information about the book and how they can call Coach to get on board that train to getting a better life and a better start, a new normal. Also, I would love to hear about some of her success stories. We're going to have her back on, but we're going to have her on a different segment, What's Under the Hat. We're going to bring her on, and we're going to specifically talk about the men and some of the things that men experience from an expert point of view, and just letting us know how to understand men a little bit better.
As I begin to read Miss Driver's bio down at the bottom, it says she's also a motivator speaker and a CEO of a newly created Matters of the Heart, which address male and female communications and relationships talk, along with the soon to come morningish.
Oh, I like that.
Online podcast. Rhonda served as a licensed minister at Dudamus. That's over in Newport News. Dudamus Christian Center. Great pastor. I mean, a great man of God, and my hat's off to him. And who licensed Newport News, Virginia, under the licenseship of Pastor James Elam Jr. I like that. Wow. She's in a great place, in a great ministry, and hey, thank you, Rhonda.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you again to our beautiful guest, Coach Rhonda Driver. You are a blessing, and we thank you so much for taking your time to be a part of FYI Radio Show. Mr. E, we have some upcoming shows. I mean, thank God we're filling up the calendar. And later on, you're going to get information on how you can be on FYI Radio Show. If you're doing something that will help motivate and inspire, and it will help people rise above mere survival and find success, we want you on FYI Radio Show. But Mr. E, who's coming on?
On Monday for Sports Talk, we have Coach Jack Baker from the Old Dominion University and from Maury High School. He coached both teams to success. So we got Mr. Jack Baker coming in on the 16th, and then we got Mr. Bishop Ernest Sutton will be with us on the 18th, Miss Hinton. We don't want to miss it, because we're going to be talking about what's under the hat of a man or woman that's incarcerated from the penitentiary. And then we have Miss Kimberly Hurdle will be our special guest at Fun Friday. And then we turn around on the 23rd, and we're going to have one of the greatest, Charles, I'm trying to figure his name out right off the top of my head, will be our special guest. Hatchard will be with us on that Sports Talk. One of the legends who's been around with Dr. J, Magic Johnson, Charles Scott, who was the first African-American young man to be the first to go into Northview High School and to play ball. And then we turn around and we got great guests. We got great guests going to be with us. And don't forget that if you like to be a special guest, just let us know. Give us a call at 757-714-7861.
Yes, we have Miss Taisha Matthews of BKO.
Yeah.
She is going to talk about alopecia. She's been dealing with this. She has an organization that addresses alopecia. She'll be here the last Friday in May, and we welcome her. We know her. She supported our efforts, and we support her. And we can't wait to hear information on more about alopecia. You know, alopecia has been out here. People have been addressing it, but the tea is when Miss Pinkett and Will Smith cut up at the Oscars. It brought it out again.
Yeah.
You know, Miss Jada is known to have alopecia. Most people know it, not all. And so, you know, people have really been talking about, well, what is alopecia? And, you know, does she really have it? And is that why Will smacked the living?
Now it's a pattern all over everywhere.
And it's like, you know, it has come out again.
Yeah.
And so she addresses, Mrs. Matthews addresses alopecia, and she styles wigs for kids that and women that need help in keeping their image, you know, and keeping themselves looking good, because that's a devastating thing. You know, a woman, her hair is what she, you know, is her crown, the Bible says. And can you imagine it falling out or looking crazy? Or, you know, just like Jada didn't think it was a cute statement. That girl was sitting up there rolling and batting eyes, honey. It caused her husband to get up and stomp poor Chris Rock. It was a terrible thing. Y'all remember that? And so it's a serious matter, and you know, it has to be addressed still. And Miss Matthews will be on from BKO, and it's an organization that she deals with in helping kids, you know, get their, you know, motivate them to feel good about themselves and keep their self-esteem.
You know, and that's what it's all. I love it when we bring great information to help people to rise above. Yeah, you don't want to miss BKO, especially if you still have Jada Pinkett on your mind and don't know the history, don't know anything about it. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
I'll be glad when she comes to the red tabletop, Mr. E with the tea.
I don't think she's coming.
She
Allegedly,
said she was.
You know, this is what we're talking right now. What's that new segment we call? What's the
serving that tea?
Serving that tea.
Dat, D-A-T, serving that tea.
I don't think Jada gonna come.
She gonna come serving that tea.
I don't think she gonna come.
All right, now
and the reason why I don't think Jada gonna come, because now Will has an upper hand over her, I think. And because now Will done started a bonfire, so now everybody want to tackle the comedians that's around the city.
Oh my goodness!
You know, now everybody can feel like they can get up out of their seat. They have the privileges to get up out of their seat when somebody says something that might joke, that's in a joking fashion, and now everybody can go to the front of the stage and take their anger, the frustration out on those who said it. One time or another, you can sit in the audience. And comedians make jokes. That's what they do about Caucasians, about Black folks, and there was no problems. But when you get that opportunity to sit down and somebody say, and all you got to do is get up out of your seat, walk to the stage. You own the show. You dealing with this person, just like Chris Rock. He gave him props when he saw him coming, and the cameras went directly to him while they was on air.
Yes.
You know, it didn't matter to him, to Will Smith, whether or not it was caught on camera.
Absolutely.
It didn't matter to Will Smith whether or not Chris Rock attacked him back. It just didn't matter. All he knew, he's got to do something because the man talked about at his wife, and he's a comedian just as well.
And his wife kind of like
kicked him under the table.
Really. But look, what about the guy that attacked our boy Dave Chappelle? He says he just bugged out because he was having issues at home.
Well, see,
His mother got put out and all that kind of stuff.
So he shouldn't have never. See, this is what what Dr. Driver was talking about. These issues, that mental illness that is going around the city, that folks are taking their anger out on whosoever, just randomly gonna select somebody that you think you're gonna knock out, you're gonna knock down, you randomly looking at somebody in the wrong fashion, and now you're gonna take your anger, and you're gonna jump them. You're going to hit them or slap them or punch them. And now you got crime on you. You had a knife, man.
And a gun,
a gun. And see, they didn't let that stop him. I don't know. He got locked up. Now you got some jail time that you got.
They're going to press charges.
And you got jail time and you're going to get sued. And so, was it worth it? Your mama getting evicted? That's nobody else's problem but your family problem.
Well, the comedians have a disclaimer and they're letting folk know, don't come up here. Don't come up here with your mess now. I'm trying to tell you, because the bodyguards and all them are standing around waiting to do like Kurt Franklin, stomp. They ready to stomp, honey. And so don't try it. If you got problems, stay home. Or if you got problems for real, you need to go and find someone that's going to help you.
Find another solution.
Absolutely.
Do not come to an event because somebody might say something wrong to you. And when they say something wrong to you, you going off. You got a problem, you angry, and you figure if you was upset, this is what I don't understand about this guy at Chappelle's place. If you were so much upset, why go there? Because you wouldn't have a good time anyway.
Just bugged out, just like Will Smith bugged out. These folks are bugging out. I want to say good morning to Desiree Steele Mitchell. Oh, she is a hometown friend, a beautiful young lady. She had sisters and brothers, all them beautiful. And I just want to say good morning, Desiree. It's good to see you here. Also, Mr. E, we want to make sure we let everybody know to follow us on social media. We're on all the platforms in the world. Yolanda Hinton, just go on and Google Yolanda Hinton. Go on those platforms. And Edward Everett, go and go to Twitter, wherever you, YouTube, we're everywhere.
That's right.
And so we want you to absolutely follow us. We want you to subscribe and follow because we're trying to get numbers on Instagram and TikTok so we can bring FYI Radio Show live to you on those platforms. So please, honey, I was on YouTube last night, Mr. E, and I said, okay, I'm trying to get the subscribers up. And they told me, well, when you get a certain amount of subscribers, we'll let you know that you hit the mark. And so I'm on this campaign, everybody. Please go to YouTube, Christo Records 1, Cristo, Records with an S, number 1. And please subscribe. Mr. E is up there, Edward Everett. Go on Instagram, the lady _ Christo Records and FYI Radio Show. We're both there. Mr. E is there too, Edward Everett, Pastor Ed 1. And go to TikTok, please. Y Hinton, go there. And Mr. E is there, Edward Everett. Please go there, like, follow, subscribe. We need the numbers, and because we want to expand, we want to continue bringing shows, great shows like we did today, to you and to the platform for your information. Everything that you could think of that we need, we have. And if there's something that you haven't seen us do, or someone that you haven't been on that Miss E's going to give you that information on how you can get them to be a part of FYI Radio Show.
Don't forget to remind our listeners, Ms. Hinton, that this is live. We are live right here in the studio. We are not podcasts. We are not holding it pre-recorded anywhere. Right. This is a live show done at 9:30 in the morning. Yes. No recording whatsoever, and played throughout the days. And forevermore. You can come back tomorrow, go to our name, and you can see this show again. You can go back and see all our previous shows that we have, which are live shows. So we don't store them away. We don't put them up in the closet and in archives. We continue to let them run because it just in case you want to go back and hear something special like a job or Miss Rhonda Driver want to pick up information.
You can
You
do
can
it.
do it.
Absolutely.
And don't forget that if you like to be a special guest or sponsor or intern of FYI, just pick up the telephone or inboxes at Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton's Facebook page, or FYI Facebook page,
Yes.
or you can email us at FYI
Radio
Show
Live.
Live at
Yes.
gmail.com. Again, that email is FYI Live, FYI Radio Show Live at gmail.com. And all the information you can see strolling at the bottom of your
Yes.
screen, what platforms we're on, and also our special guest for the day. It's right there under right underneath your eyes, and guess what? You can see it.
Absolutely. Now, thank you all that ordered the ladies' pie. You know, they'll be available again on Tuesday. Make sure you get your pie, honey. Cookies and things, all kind of treats. The apple pie is going to be out closer to our launch, so you all can get that as well. Don't forget the ladies' book. Oh my goodness, the book is here. I have the hard copies, but also the downloads are coming as well, and I'm putting up the link. Our official launch is in October, Anti-Bullying Month, with a lot of other goodies now. I'm going to tell you, it's not just that one book. It's a whole lot of things that's going to be going on, a lot of activities, meet and greet. And Mr. E, remember, we've had our dinner and a dialogue,
That's right.
pizza and a
That's
dialogue
right.
for our
That's
kids.
right. That's
We had
right.
all kinds of workshops, seminars, going to churches to present our anti-bullying message. The book is out, bowling, strike out bullying. Just had so many people that are in the community to really support the efforts to eradicate bullying.
That's
and
right.
We are on the move again, have revised the book. It's beautiful. A lot of other things are coming along with the book. And we want you all to please support. Please support, because this message needs to get out. Bullying and abuse and all kind of harassment needs to go. It's a mess, and it has wreaked havoc not only with adults but in schools and children.
That's right.
You know, it has been a monster, a beast.
A beast.
And so we need you to help us to get rid of this beast.
That's right. And don't forget that if you know someone that's being bullied and you can do something about it, make sure you do something about it.
Absolutely.
You know,
Get the book.
Stand up and be accountable for it. Take your community back. Don't be afraid to call the law enforcement to let them know you got problems on your street, that you can't even come out your house and you putting bars and windows like you incarcerated.
Absolutely.
Beautiful homes, beautiful front porches, all them pretty flowers that you got sitting in the front of your house, that pretty grass, but yet and still you got to go into the penitentiary and lock yourself
Absolutely.
behind closed doors and cannot even enjoy it. Let's stop that.
I tell you what, if you all want to help us serve that tea, because we're going to really go forward in the month of June with that segment, please give us some tea. If you'd like to, just help us and go out there and get some entertainment news and some allegedlys.
Allegedly,
allegedly, you know, we got to say allegedly because some of this stuff may not be
real.
100.
It's just what they call hearsay.
And some allegedlys. Now, look, we need some of y'all. We need some of y'all, Roberta and all the rest of you young ladies. Bring us some of that celebrity news and some allegedly so we can make that segment real good. But anyway, you all be blessed. It's going to be beautiful. This is it. The spring is here now.
That's
you know,
right.
We've had the cold. You all turned those heaters up the other day.
That's right.
But don't worry about that no more, because we
down.
are definitely in the time when I tell you what, you're going to need that air conditioning.
That's right.
So be blessed. Thank you again, Coach Rhonda Driver, for being a part of our show. If you want to be a special guest, if you want to be an intern sponsor, Mr. E has that information for you right now. And we'll see you back here on Monday for Sports Talk.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. If you'd like to be a special guest or intern, or you just want support FYI Radio Show, give us a call at area code 757-714-7861. Our inboxes at Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton Facebook page, or FYI Facebook page, or you can email us. That's FYI Live Radio Show at gmail.com. Did I say it wrong again?
FYI Radio Show Live.
Okay, FYI Radio Show Live. FYI Radio Show Live at gmail.com. I got to get that. Don't forget that you can email and let us know that you'd like to be a special guest. You can email us at FYI Live Radio Show at gmail.com. All right?
Yes.
Don't forget to have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful weekend and enjoy the warm weather.
Don't forget, in June, we'll be on for an hour live and on radio, and we would love for you all to join us. We want to do our fans to come on and be our audience members. So we're going to be pulling you all in too as well on some of these segments. So make sure you all watch out for that. You all are a blessing. Thank you so much for your support. Enjoy this fabulous weekend, and we'll see you back here for Sports Talk on Monday. Bye-bye.
Deuces.